Hi, church. As part of my job at school, I get to take our fifth graders to Washington, D.C. for a tour. And one of the highlights in that trip in recent years has been the inclusion of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial, which is one of the newest memorials on the mall. And it's a very stirring place to be as you walk through what is called the Mountain of Despair and see the Stone of Hope pushed out in there, and a very moving statue of Dr. King, or sculpture of Dr. King, carved into that stone. Around the memorial are a number of the sayings or writings of Dr. King. And one that I have especially enjoyed reading and thinking about is this. He said, "I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality. This is why right, temporarily defeated, is stronger than evil, triumphant." And that seemed especially fitting in light of our sermon this weekend. And if you weren't at church or didn't have a chance yet to watch the service, you can find that on the church website or on our YouTube channel. But in the message, Rick talked about how Jesus' way of winning is different than the world's way of winning. And that, I believe, is what Dr. King was talking about, that there are times when right seems to be defeated. But even in defeat or seeming defeat, right is stronger than evil, even when it seems that evil has won. And from the very beginning of Jesus' life, this was the truth about him. The Apostle John wrote these words, which we read over numerous times in the time leading up to Christmas. But they're not just about Christmas. They are about the ultimate victor. It says this: "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him, and apart from him, nothing came into being that has come into being. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it." And the fact of the matter is that the light of Jesus Christ will never be overcome by darkness. Even on the cross, when Jesus died, and it seemed that evil was triumphant, the light was winning. And the light ultimately rose from the dead, went back to heaven, and reigns with the Father. And so in today, as we consider the life of Dr. King over this week, I want you to think about the fact that we are on the winning side. That when we are with Jesus, that is what gives us the victory. That is the victory that we're looking for. Not the temporary victories that are offered here on earth, but that ultimate victory that comes as his kingdom is ushered in. And what is our part in that ushering in of the kingdom? Well, we pray. We pray for the things that the Bible tells us to pray for. We pray for one another. We pray for our leaders. We pray for those who are sick. We pray for those in need. We pray for those who are poor. And then we work. We do the good works that God has for us. We share the gospel. We share of our resources. We serve. We put others ahead of ourselves. And in doing that, we are part of Jesus' victory plan, which will never be defeated by any enemy, no matter how much that might seem in the moment. Jesus is the victor, and we can trust in him. He doesn't win in the usual way. He won by laying down his life, by allowing others to take that life from him so that he could raise us up forever with him. Let's live in that victory today.